Micron starts off another earnings season with a decent result, but as Charles Barkley would say, the guidance was terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, and I don't know if you're going to lead this one, but essentially, I was completely expecting this. There were no surprises, and I think Wall Street expected it too, because there was almost no movement in after hours on this. And listen, if you've been following semiconductors as long as we have, I've been following over 30 years. Memory and storage are boom and bust markets. And it appears as, I wouldn't say we're going to a bust market, and I'm worried that Micron is overreacting by reducing its capex so much, because there will be a boom that will come back. And if we do a quick V-shaped curve out of this, Micron might be cutting off its future supply. The one thing that makes me feel really good, though, about Micron is that it's industry leading in what it does. So in memory, it is the leader in DDR5, and all server and all PC designs are going to DDR5. They're very well, they are by definition the number one market share leader in automotive as well. And then on storage, they have the highest density or megabit per bit out there, and highest density storage out there in the market. So those are some things when, in comparison, if you look at maybe a Samsung or a Hynix or somebody like that, while the market might be down, Micron's future, I think, looks bright.
Yeah, it's a good hit, Pat. I mean, look, the Wall Street didn't expect quite what happened, but I think there's been so much selling that nobody was super surprised. I think they had like a 60-ish cent forecast from Wall Street, and they came out with 4 cents earnings this next quarter. So it was definitely down. I think
why it didn't move, though. Right?
Well, it's already so far down. I mean, I think to some extent, it's like,
that's what I mean. It was built in.
Yeah, people knew it. In bad news for a while now. I think, a little bit of good news. We'll see a lot of upside in the near future. I think semis have booms and busts. I think we are definitely in a bit of a holding pattern right now. I mean,
Micron, by the way, Micron's up 3% this morning.
Yeah, well, the whole market's up today. This is
it is, but when I look at the other semis, I mean, Nvidia's up 3%. So
yeah, the whole semi market's up today. This is all related to retracting yields on the bonds and some PCE data that came out today. We're not even trading on individual company performance anymore. The whole market's moving based upon the Fed, inflation, bonds, global policy, et cetera. But here's the thing: is tech is going to continue to be critical to our world. Memory, as long as compute continues to become more required, as compute scales and grows, memory has to scale and grow with it. We know that Micron is very well positioned. They've diversified their business. They've gotten into automotive. They've gotten into data center. Of course, they've got a really strong business in mobile. I just think, like I said, I don't know if we'll get a V, Pat, but it may be a U. I think it's going to be maybe it'll be a V. I like a V personally, but maybe a prolonged U while we sort of wait to figure out what's going on in the world and the economy. But tech is not going to be any less important. All these tasks, AI, automation, all this stuff requires more and more compute. And with compute, you need memory, you need storage. These are the things that are going to come along with it. So yes, pull back. Yes, not looking great. This next earnings wave should be very interesting. But I've said that the last 3, and they've all been a little better than I expected. So crossing my fingers, because there is a lot of bad data out there. But you know what, Pat, we've been through this before. We'll get through it again, and semis will continue to eat the world.